Hello everybody, welcome back. Here we are again, Bellhopper Mcculloch YouTube channel, and we're working on a map. Okay. Oh, in the previous video you got to see the lapping of the oil cup and the cylinder, and what we're going to do right now is we're going to reassemble it, and we're going to assemble it just like it's going to work fine. No pre-fit or nothing. I'm not going to take a chance of it fitting and having to take it back apart to glue it, because I don't want to. Okay, we're gonna put it together just like it's gonna work and keep our fingers crossed. So that's what we're gonna do. Now I've already changed the O-rings on these bolts. I'm gonna go ahead and just get me some sealer on my finger. There's not a good way for me to show y'all how I do this, but I just use my finger as a squeegee. And I'm also doing it with my left finger, which I normally do it with the right. So I got a little bit of time left before I got other things that has to be done. So I'm just trying to finish up with as much as I can get done. You can overdo this, and this is probably not going to go the way I want it to, because this is not normally how I do it. But if you never try something new, what do you do? Hope everybody's having a good Tuesday. This should be the video for Tuesday. Hope everybody's week has started out well. I knew that was going to happen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to push them back through there. We're just going to smear a little bit on this side. I'll smear a little bit on this side. Just ever so much. Get all of it off your finger. Not trying to go crazy on it, because we just put some clearance in it. We don't want to take it all back out with sealer, okay? Just gonna put, oh, I'm getting way too much in there. There we go. I don't want a big old layer in there. I just want a thin skim. You can tell how much you put in there whenever you bolt it together. If it squishes all out, I'm wiping the majority of it out there. Told you it wasn't going to go as planned, didn't I? I knew I was going to do that. I was hoping that the sealer might sort of keep it from falling out. Have to have it against something to do that, I guess. Alright. Yep. That's enough on that side. Sit up there. Yeah. We're gonna just dab a little bit on this surface. Dab a little bit over here. It's kind of dab and wipe. You can see how much you get on there. After a little bit of practice, you get good at it. I've been using this stuff for most of my life, so pretty good at putting it in. But doing it with my left finger is just weird because I don't usually use my left hand to do this. It just, I should have just switched over whenever I got done with the bolts. Yes. Try to get some right up in there. There we go. I'm not as experienced with my left hand as I am my right, putting silicone on. Room temperature vulcanizing cream. Okie dokie. I'll give a little squirt of oil on the rings, a little squirt of oil in the binds. Everything looks good. Rub a little bit on the piston. Turn the bearing up. There's a hole in that bearing. Wipe the glue off the inside there that I didn't see. All right, now. See, that sits down in there pretty snug. Now, with this, I'm going to push this bearing to the outside, just a smidge, just a smidge. I said smidge. Why ain't you paying? I believe that thing ain't paying attention to me today. Oh, come on now. Just a smidge. That's a little bit. Jeez. The thing is, there's a pin right here, and there's a pin in that cup. And if you have it out just a little bit, for some reason, I'm just having the dirtiest time. If you have it out just a hair, you can take your little tap it, tap it, tap, and just kind of tap it, tap, tap it in there. And that's what we need to do. Because we want to see, once you hit it, then you can see it'll go down. That's what I was after. Now we're just gonna snug these up. Now, we look at our squish line. We've got sealer all the way around there. Sealer coming out all the way around there. And it looks like we've got sealer coming out all the way around there. both sides. That's good. That's a good sign. Now, there's no way for us to know exactly what this is going to do other than this. It rotates and it feels to be rotating free. So, as little as the play as we had and how close everything was, I believe everything will be fine. So, we're already at 10 minutes. Good heavens alive. I'm going to go ahead and get these bolts in. And I might be about done for now as far as what I'm doing at this actual moment. If I stop, it won't be no difference for y'all. It'll just be, I'll stop and then in a second I'll be doing it again. But there will be an elapsed time between here and there. Now one of these bolts has a really large hex head on it. So I'm putting it over there because it's the only one I can't get to at all with the gun. See, this one I can take it, I can squeeze the oiler. Can't tighten it, but I can run it in. And then I take my little wrench and give her a little like that. And then this one I basically have to just sit here and that's what it takes. Okay. And why y'all get so excited sometimes. And I didn't show it because that's not what this build is about. I poured this saw a long time ago, and I'd since learned how to do a little something, so I may have changed the timing numbers just a smidge on something that's easy to do. But this is not about porting. This is about fixing a bearing pocket. Okay? So Mr. Weaver, you'll probably like this thing even better than you did before. I'd almost be willing to bet on it. Especially because I'm probably going to work on the muffler a little bit too. Maybe a little louder. Don't go crazy. Them bolts is little. Yeah. I think it's going to be all right. Oops. Oops. This was an A cylinder, I think. Yeah, I believe it was. I think it was anyway. All right. I'm just drinking water, y'all. Put some more water in the cup. I have been dehydrated since I was not feeling well. All right. Well, everything looks to be good. I mean, there's no way to check this to see if it's tight other than spinning it. So I believe we're going to be okay now. We'll know after he runs it a little bit. Just run it, Justin. We'll find out whether it works or not. All right. Trying to decide how much more of this is going to get done today. Yeah, I should probably remove that, shouldn't I? It really wouldn't be a bad idea. It would make it perform a lot better. We'll ask him. I'll ask him before I go just chopping it up. Probably wouldn't be a bad thing if I had some safety wire on these bolts. But no. You check these every once in a while just to make sure they're tight. They're just 8mm or 5/16. I'm going to go ahead and bolt the muffler back on because I can just take the cover off to modify the cover. But this is a 700 muffler on the Super Pro 81. I usually don't build them by request or anything like that neither. They're kind of cumbersome to build. It's not the hardest thing in the world, but a lot of this stuff is supposed to be fun and exciting. So you'll see it and go, hey, I think I can do that. And then you try it on your own. I don't mind helping, but I can't make all of it. I've been trying to, but there's a lot of hand fitting involved. It's not like I can just make them up, you know, right fast, quick, and in a hurry. I think I'm gonna just get this glued on here, and I might call it for now on this one because I got something else that I need to do. And I'd like to get it done before Mama calls. Just because. Oh yeah, it has to go that way. Never mind. I was just looking at something. The intake on this one, I put a brand new intake on this one, and it runs an intake that fits on two different ones. Hold on just a second. All right, that was Mama. She was supposed to call me, but she didn't, so she came home. All right, we're gonna finish this right quick. I'm gonna put a little stuff on here. I told her, I said, give me a minute, let me finish what I'm doing, and we'll get it going. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put this on here. And then for me, I have other things to do. For y'all, it will take a minute or a split second, and we'll be right back to what we were doing. So I don't know why I'm filming actually putting it back together, because that wasn't supposed to be. The premise of this video was not to show assembly, but yeah, I know y'all enjoy it. We're going to go ahead and start this bolt. There's a little bolt that goes in here, and then the rear mount goes on. Remember I told you there's a little plastic hickey that goes there. We're going to go ahead and get everything lined up. We're going to put these bolts right here in first, and I'll show you why. Put that one in. Snug this one up. Now, you're bolted down there. You can actually you can flex this plate around to get these screws in, because these are the intake screws, and they're a little bit hard to get in there sometimes if you're not well versed in putting them in. I can't tell what y'all can see and what you can't, because Matt's calling me. But you have to pull the intake off to the side, sort of. Now these screws, I like to try to get them pretty snug, because you have to take the whole saw apart dang near to get to these two. So, and there's a spring around that pushes that up. But what I was telling y'all about that intake, I put a fresh new intake on this thing when I put it together, and the new intake fits all the saws. Back in the day, the intakes were different than they are. The older ones were different than the newer ones. There was one that's made a specific way, and it just seemed to fit one thing. And then later on, they figured out how to make them a little bit different so that they fit two different. You can turn it this way for an 81 or this way for an 850 or something like that. I don't remember exactly. I might even be telling you sort of wrong, but I know there's two different ones, and one fits one way and one fits the other. Oh, all right. Well, that's that. So I'm gonna put a little bit more of it together, and we might have it running here in a few minutes. Yeah, we'll see what it does. All right, I'll be back in a minute. All right, we got her put back together. I haven't cut the cover off that muffler yet. I still got a little bit of a leak here on the gas line too, but we want to see how it runs. That's the main thing. We want to see if she'll fire up and sit and idle like she ought to. So that's what we're gonna do first. Fire it up and see what it does. So without further ado, or did. All right, here we go. Oh, I lubed the pull starter too. Yep, that sounds pretty good. I did forget to tighten the screws back up in the side cover. I actually forgot I loosened them because I cracked them loose before I took it off, but then I sprayed a little bit of lube in there to see if I'd take care of it, but I had them loose just in case it didn't, so I could take it off. But we'll tighten them up. Let's see if I can do a little something to that gas leak, because that ain't helping none. That ain't helping none at all. All right. Might be a thing or two more. I don't have the bar or the clutch cover or anything for that one, so we'll see how it goes. All right. Hope y'all enjoy this one. Y'all have a good day. Stay safe. Be kind. Treat each other the way you want to be treated. God bless. Remember, Jesus loves you. Bellhopper out.